The Deal in the Cards podcast is proud to be partnered with Underdog Sports, our favorite place to play fantasy games. You're now eligible to play in Illinois, Missouri, Indiana, and 37 other U.S. states. You gotta check out Pick'em. It's so easy to play. You just pick 2 to 8 stats of your favorite players and choose whether they'll go higher or lower. You can win 20 times your money by going 5 for 5. If that sounds like fun, sign up with our promo code CARDS to claim your first free pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We can't wait to see your entries.
Number 10, right-hand pitcher Michael McGreevy. McGreevy was the Cardinals' first-round pick in 2021 out of UC Santa Barbara and climbed the system quickly thanks to his advanced pitchability and command. But in 2022 and 2023, his stuff didn't hold up particularly well at the upper levels, struggling to miss bats and limit damage consistently. Ahead of the 2024 season, McGreevy made some much-needed adjustments to his arsenal. He added more sweep to his slider, shifting it from a two-plane look to a true sweeper, which gave him more effectiveness against righties. He also introduced a cutter, offering a new wrinkle in his pitch mix and helping bridge the gap between his east-west offerings, especially when facing left-handed hitters. His four-seam fastball also showed noticeable improvement in execution, particularly against lefties, where it became a more reliable swing-and-miss option. With his refined secondaries, McGreevy did a much better job of sequencing and tailoring his pitch usage based on handedness. He's still going to fare better against righties, but he's made enough progress to at least hold his own against left-handed hitters, an area that had previously been his biggest vulnerability. McGreevy's sinker remains his bread and butter, generating elite ground ball rates and serving as his go-to weapon against righties. He's never going to overpower hitters, and the lack of true swing-and-miss stuff does cap his ceiling a bit, but with improved pitch shapes and sequencing, he's raised his floor. McGreevy now looks like a legitimate candidate for a back-of-the-rotation role and brings enough polish to stick as a dependable innings eater at the next level. Number 9, catcher Leonardo Bernal. Signed out of Panama in 2021, Bernal has developed into one of the more intriguing young catchers in the system. Defensively, he's already well ahead of the curve, boasting a cannon of an arm and solid actions behind the plate. He profiles as an above-average defender long-term. Offensively, Bernal doesn't have a carrying tool, but the overall profile is well-rounded. He's a switch hitter with equal comfort from both sides of the plate. He's shown flashes of raw power for his age, posting a 90th percentile exit velocity of 104 miles per hour, though he doesn't consistently tap into it just yet. Right now, the game power projects as close to average, but there's room for growth if he can improve his ability to find the barrel more consistently. His swing decisions are trending in the right direction. He chases a bit more than you'd like, but it's a manageable approach, and he doesn't look overmatched at the plate. Bernal's BABIP skills and bat-to-ball numbers are both around average right now. I think there's more potential growth to be had in the power, though at the moment both his hit and power tools are right around average projections. Bernal was just 20 years old for most of the 2024 season, and he's already holding his own in full season ball, which is quite impressive. At the very least, Bernal's defensive tools give him a safe floor as a backup catcher at the next level, but if he continues developing offensively, there's a path to him becoming a switch-hitting, everyday backstop with above-average defensive value. Number 8, outfielder Chase Davis. The Cardinals selected Davis with their first-round pick in 2023 out of the University of Arizona, where he showcased one of the prettiest swings in college baseball, often compared to Carlos Gonzalez. He blasted 39 home runs across his final 2 seasons and made major strides his junior year by tightening up his contact rates. His pro debut in 2023 was a bit underwhelming, though it was just 131 plate appearances in the pitcher-friendly Florida State League. His quality of contact was poor, similar to what he showed during his Cape Cod League stint, raising some initial concern in how his power would translate to a wood bat environment. But after a sluggish start to 2024, Davis flipped a switch in June and became one of the most dangerous hitters in the Cardinals minor league system. He underwent mechanical adjustments, particularly with his lower half, and looked much more comfortable at the plate. From the start of June through the end of his single-A stint, Davis posted a 155 WRC plus with legitimate power and a manageable 20.6% strikeout rate. Promoted to high A Peoria, Davis again got off to a slow start, producing an ISO of just .076 over his first 21 games, but he rebounded quickly, putting up a .324 ISO over his next 9 games and earning a late-season promotion to AA Springfield. Davis has the raw power to be a true threat, but his ability to consistently get to the barrel will define his offensive potential. He makes enough contact for his profile, and his swing decisions are trending from too passive to the right balance of aggression and passivity. He's likely a corner outfielder long-term, but his athleticism and arm strength should allow him to be an asset there. Davis profiles as a power-driven left-handed bat who is trending to become an everyday corner outfielder at the next level. Number 7, infielder Thomas Saggese. Saggese has consistently produced at the plate throughout his minor league career, often while being one of the youngest players at each level. He was acquired from the Rangers in the Jordan Montgomery trade alongside Tekoah Roby. His calling card is his ability to handle breaking balls. He does most of his damage on spin over the plate and shows advanced contact ability, particularly against secondaries, which should translate well to the next level. While his feel for the barrel is close to average and his top-end exit velocities are underwhelming, he's consistently outperformed those metrics. His power stems from his ability to lift the ball to the pull side consistently. After a slow adjustment period at AAA, Saggese hit his stride late in the season, posting a 124 WRC plus over his final 55 games and earning a call-up to the big leagues. The biggest question going forward is his swing decisions. Saggese ran an O-swing percentage north of 37% last season, and that ultra-aggressive approach could get exposed at the next level. That said, he's acknowledged the need to refine it and discussed making conscious adjustments during his time in the Arizona Fall League, which is an encouraging sign heading into 2025. Defensively, he's most comfortable at second base, but he has shown he can hold his own at third and potentially handle shortstop in a pinch. That versatility boosts his value even if he doesn't become an everyday regular. If Saggese tightens up his approach, I could see him developing into an everyday second baseman with a well-rounded offensive skill set. More realistically, he projects as a versatile utility infielder who will find ways to contribute as a first option off the bench. Number 6, right-hand pitcher Tekoah Roby. Acquired from Texas in the Jordan Montgomery trade, Roby brings some of the most electric raw stuff in the Cardinals system, featuring 4 potential above-average offerings. His arsenal is headlined by a mid-90s four-seamer with solid ride from an over-the-top slot, but the pitch underperformed in 2024, particularly against right-handed hitters who consistently squared it up. Roby's best pitch is a hammer curveball thrown in the 82 to 84 miles per hour range. It features elite spin and excellent depth relative to his slot, and is an offering he shows the most confidence in. Roby also throws an upper 80s bullet slider and a well-shaped changeup with serious fade, tunneling exceptionally well off his four-seamer. Both secondaries grade out well in terms of pure stuff, and give him an arsenal that could work well out of the rotation if he can continue to develop feel for those pitches. This spring, Roby tinkered with the two-seamer, which should help him attack the inner half to righties more effectively. It'll be interesting to see how that pitch factors into his plan in 2025. While the arsenal has the potential to be something special, I'm skeptical he sticks as a starter long-term. His injury history and struggles with damage suppression make it hard to project him as a starter at the next level. That said, if the Cardinals shipped him to the bullpen, his pure stuff could make him a weapon in high leverage situations. There's still mid-rotation upside here, and I don't think there's a reason to move him out the rotation just yet, but he'll need to prove he can stay healthy and turn his impressive stuff into sustained results in 2025.
We wanted to thank the presenting sponsor of the Deal in the Cards podcast, 314 Sports Cards and Collectibles. They're located at 9640 Olive Boulevard in Olivet and open 10 to 5 Monday through Friday and 9 to 4 on Saturdays. They buy, sell, and trade all sports cards and Pokemon cards, and have the newest selections of packs, boxes, and single cards of local players and stars from around the league. We can't wait for you to check them out and let them know we sent you.
Number 5, catcher Jimmy Crooks. Crooks is one of the premier line drive hitters in minor league baseball. He has a natural knack for consistently finding the sweet spot and avoiding mishits, giving him one of the better batted ball profiles in the system. His contact rates are solid, but play up due to his advanced feel for placement and elite BABIP skills. Crooks' game power projects as around average, as he has a solid feel for hitting the barrel, and his top-end exit velocities are encouraging. He posted a 90th percentile exit velocity of 104 miles per hour in 2024. Defensively, Crooks is a strong receiver with the potential to be a plus framer at the next level. He's got a solid arm and the ability to produce plus pop times. He also fits the mold of a classic Cardinals catching prospect. Pitchers love throwing to him thanks to his ability to game plan around their strengths. He's also regarded as a strong leader behind the dish. Crooks' biggest area for growth is handling spin. He still shows some inconsistencies against off-speed and breaking pitches, which will be something to monitor as he faces more advanced arms in AAA. He made strides against left-handed pitching in 2024, but I'm still somewhat skeptical of how that will translate at the next level, especially given his struggles with breaking balls. Crooks projects as a solid left-hand platoon option at catcher with plus defensive value, amplified by his feel for the game. Even if the bat doesn't fully translate, the glove and intangibles give him a strong shot to carve out a big league role as a reliable backup. Number 4, right-hand pitcher Tink Hence. Hence dealt with some injury setbacks in 2024, most notably back and lat discomfort. There were also inconsistencies in his ability to recover from start to start and retain velocity deep into his outings, especially when he was fully stretched out. As he fatigued late in games, you could see his mechanics begin to drift, which raises some concern about his long-term viability as a starter. His fastball took a step back last year due to those velocity fluctuations. When it's sitting consistently 96 to 97 miles per hour, the pitch plays up significantly, but he averaged closer to 94 in 2024, and there were even times when he was sitting in the low 90s. His slider took a step forward in 2024, shifting from a two-plane look to a firmer gyro shape, giving him a more defined third weapon to pair with his fastball and changeup. Tink Hence's changeup remains elite, with massive whiff rates and excellent deception due to identical arm speed to the fastball. He throws it confidently to both lefties and righties. His curveball also improved, particularly late in the season, stepping up when he didn't have his best stuff. If he can show more consistency in bouncing back between starts and holding velocity, I think he's a long-term big league starter with the pitchability and command to settle in as a strong middle-of-the-rotation contributor. But if he's unable to make improvements to his durability, there's a real chance he ends up in a bullpen role. Early spring data has shown some notable changes. His vertical release height and arm slot are both up, while his extension is way down compared to his 2022 FSL data. If those release characteristics stick, he'll need to lean even more on his secondaries, as his fastball looks more above average than plus now, purely on the back of its velocity. Number 3, left-hand pitcher Cooper Hjerpe. Hjerpe has battled minor elbow issues in each of his first 2 pro seasons, throwing just 41 innings in 2023 before a minor procedure and 52 1/3 innings in 2024 before being shut down with inflammation. While durability questions remain, especially with his low sidearm slot, I see these more as isolated setbacks than red flags. When healthy, he's shown the ability to maintain velocity and handle a starter's workload. When on the mound, Hjerpe has been dominant. He not only misses bats in the zone at an elite rate, but also limits damage, ranking among minor league leaders in both avoiding line drives and generating pop outs. His 13.7% walk rate is a bit misleading. He nibbles and doesn't get a ton of chase outside the zone, but his in-zone command is better than those numbers suggest. Hjerpe's fastball is his best pitch, sitting 91 to 94 miles per hour with 7 inches of induced vertical break and 18 inches of arm side run from a 4.1-foot vertical release height. It has one of the flattest approach angles in pro ball. His sweeper sits in the upper 70s with 18 inches of sweep and even more perceived break due to his wide release. He throws a uniquely shaped changeup with -4 inches of induced vertical break and 19 inches of arm side run with heavy fade, and improved his mid-80s cutter in 2024 with the help of former Cardinals closer Jason Isringhausen. I don't think there's a prospect in the Cardinals minor league system with more ace-level upside than Hjerpe. If he can find a way to add a bit more chase to his game, that would certainly help to reduce the walk rate, but from pure strikeout and batted ball profile standpoint, his results have been out of this world so far in his pro career. The Cardinals would be doing a huge disservice to him and to the organization if they were to prematurely pigeonhole him into a reliever. Hjerpe has all the traits to develop into at least a mid-rotation starting piece with an attainable ceiling to be more than that. Number 2, left-hand pitcher Quinn Mathews. No player in the Cardinals system boosted their stock more in 2024 than Quinn Mathews. In his first professional season, Mathews dominated across 3 levels before earning a late-season promotion to AAA. His rapid ascent in 2024 was fueled by significant velocity gains paired with his pre-existing advanced feel for pitching. Mathews brings a high-energy presence to the mound with a mechanically sound delivery that enables him to consistently attack hitters. He added 3 miles per hour to his fastball from 2023, now sitting in the mid-90s with a strong movement profile, generating 17 inches of induced vertical break and 8 inches of arm side run from a 5.6-foot vertical release height. His gyro slider saw a similar uptick in velocity, jumping from the low 80s in college to consistently sitting at 85 to 86 miles per hour in 2024. Early in the season, he primarily used it against lefties, but as the year progressed, he became more comfortable working it inside to right-handed hitters, giving him another effective weapon in those matchups. Mathews' changeup was his go-to pitch in college, and it remained a standout offering for him in 2024. He sells it well despite a sizable velocity gap from his fastball, though tightening the gap slightly could make it even more effective. His curveball, while clearly his weakest pitch in terms of raw stuff, still serves as a useful strike stealer. Already one of the most polished pitchers in the minors, Mathews shows advanced feel for 4 pitches, 3 of which project as above average or better. His fastball's effectiveness took a hit with the MLB ball in AAA, losing over an inch of induced vertical break and dropping about half a mile per hour in velocity. Fatigue most likely played a role late in the season, but it's something to monitor as his fastball could shift from true plus pitch to merely above average. While Mathews may not have the highest ceiling among the Cardinals' top pitching prospects, his advanced pitchability and proven durability gives him a strong chance to develop into a reliable mid-rotation starter. starter. Number 1, shortstop J.J. Wetherholt. If not for a grade 3 hamstring strain, Wetherholt likely wouldn't have been available for the Cardinals to select with the 7th overall pick in the 2024 draft. In 2023, Wetherholt put up video game numbers at West Virginia, slashing .449, .517, .787, and solidifying himself as one of the premier prospects in the class. However, just 4 games into his 2024 season, he suffered a grade 3 hamstring strain that sidelined him for nearly 2 months, and his performance dipped upon his return. While his exit velocity, chase rate, and contact rates remained promising, his batted ball profile took a noticeable hit, likely due to a compromised hitting base. Following the draft, Wetherholt was assigned to Single-A Palm Beach, where he played a key role in their FSL championship run. His batted ball profile trended to more of a pure spray hit approach, displaying an ability to consistently hit line drives and avoid pop-outs, much better than what he had showcased in his down 2024 season at West Virginia. However, he still struggled to consistently hit the ball in the air, particularly to his pull side. Setting aside questions about his batted ball profile, the rest of his offensive skill set is nearly flawless. In the FSL, Wetherholt ranked in the 100th percentile in hard hit rate and the 97th percentile in both chase and whiff rate, showcasing a strong foundation for his hitting prowess. He excels at laying off pitches outside the strike zone, while remaining aggressive on pitches he can handle, and he's equally impressive against both right-handed and left-handed pitchers. Defensively, he held his own at shortstop in 2024, but his long-term fit is likely at second or third base, where he has the potential to play at an above-average level. Although Wetherholt's ultimate ceiling will depend on his power production, he's a savvy, well-rounded player with very few holes in his game. He projects as an offensive-minded second or third baseman with all-star potential if he can tap into his power more consistently.